Good evening. Welcome to the September 15th meeting of the Pound Ridge Library District Board of Trustees. I'm going to do a quorum count. When I say your name, please indicate that you're here. Jenna Wise, Lexi, Selena, Anne, John, Rich, Bob, and myself. Absent is Mike. All right, can I get an approval of the minutes from the August 19th board meeting? A motion? Bob, you need a mic? Still need a mic. Sorry.
I move to approve the minutes of the
August 19th.
August 19th.
A second?
Meeting.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. We need to set the meeting for the next month, and there's only a few folks that will still be on the board, so I'm not going to suggest dates. You guys can come up with the date that works.
Be the first
Someone's
meeting
not coming
with the new board. It's not that. It's just that's the first meeting with the new board. So it'd be nice to have full attendance.
Well, it doesn't sound like we can, right? We've got someone out the week of the 14th, someone out the week of the 20th, and someone out the week of the 27th. So that's really early. Plus, the other issue you're going to have is that the new board members need to get sworn in before they come, and that will only give them like 2 weeks to do that. So I think we have to go with majority. Lexi, anything not work? $22nd? Does that work, Jennifer?
So the 21st.
Okay, the next thing I'm going to ask for at that meeting is 3 of our 4 officers will not be here. Anne is the only surviving officer. So I'm going to suggest that Anne run that meeting until the president is chosen. Okay. And so Jennifer, my suggestion is we'll have the recording, but if you could help with the minutes as Anne will be running the meeting, that would be helpful.
And just, I know none of you listen to the recording, and I do. I usually write the minutes and then I go back, and it's really important to use the microphone because there are gaps, sound gaps all throughout the meeting when we don't realize it. Sometimes we don't have the microphone on, so I just want to.
Bob's known as Rosemary Woods. Bob is known as Rosemary Woods. I'm dating ourselves. That was a 17-minute gap. Never mind. A famous one. I won't even name the administration.
Well, and
it came back.
And I had it on the list of something today. We happen to have 3 people joining via Zoom, but that's rare. I think the next board should discuss whether we want to continue doing Zoom meetings or not. The only reason we use a microphone is for the Zoom meeting. And it's not required to have a Zoom meeting. People can come in person. And so I think you guys should at least discuss it as a board, because it actually would. I don't know why we didn't discuss it when we were looking at AV, but we didn't. But it would actually stop the have to hand around mics and deal with microphones, because everybody would. You could probably figure out a way to still record.
Zoom? Can we record without the Zoom meeting?
Yeah. Anyways, I would suggest the next board make that decision, since a bunch of us aren't going to be on the board.
So did we start Zoom meetings like during COVID?
Yes.
Is that, okay,
Yes.
all right.
Can we add it to the agenda?
Yeah, I think Jennifer just did.
Awesome. All right, I'm happy to.
Yeah.
Share the agenda.
Okay. I know Mike's not here, but I know he posted a treasurer's report. I believe.
I do have one question. We have both John and Valerie here. What do we do if no one wants to take up responsibility of treasurer?
So
Or what do you recommend?
yeah.
Let's put it
So
that
our
way.
bylaws do allow you for secretary and treasurer to appoint someone from the outside that's not a trustee. So that's an option.
Okay, I thought that's just.
Yep.
So we could say like Heidi or.
Yeah, they'd have to want to or choose to, but yes, you could definitely appoint someone outside of trustees for those roles.
Okay, hopefully not the case. Just figured.
Yep.
Get your.
Nope. It's a good question. Yep. Did someone else over here have a question? Nope. We're good. Okay. So treasurer's report is posted. I don't know that there's anything new or different. Microphone, Bob.
Did Mike in his note ask that we approve these minutes, these notes?
You don't have to approve the treasurer's report. Nope. The one thing, because every time I see the treasurer's report, I think of the Woods Memorial. I know we had a discussion at the last meeting and was just wondering if we have a scheduled microphone, please.
We were there in 2023. I will get there before the end of 2024. In last month's, up to the end of 2025. Okay. I think in last month's meeting, you suggested maybe I take, somebody,
Yes.
someone new
Yep.
who would take over doing that after.
Yep.
I
So can
leave.
we add that to the minutes? I mean, the agenda, Jennifer, for next month, that we at least make sure we schedule that visit with potentially a new trustee and Anne so that we can spread the wealth.
And I'll be happy to join you. And I think Bob may be corrupted too.
Okay,
also.
thank you.
Okay,
And then I know a nice place we can go afterwards.
fine.
We'll make it a trustee outing.
Do you have a date selected for that?
But I'm available all week, so I'll email you. I'll pick up just one afternoon. So
Okay.
it's very quick and it's, it's not unpleasant. It's okay.
Great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you for organizing it. We'll be happy to take care of it.
Thank you. John, Finance Committee. Oh, sorry. Let's approve warrants. I apologize. Any questions in the warrants?
No, I only had one question.
Thank you.
Jennifer answered it. We had our piano tuned.
Yep.
Which was
Absolutely. Okay.
All right, I make a motion to approve the warrants for $39,314.56,
66 cents.
66 cents, and reading glasses.
And reading glasses. Can we add those to me? Thank you. I have a motion for from John to approve the warrants in the amount of $39,314.66. Do I have a second? Selena seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you. Finance Committee.
Do I have something? Is that this? So do we have to approve the audit? Is that what it is? We have to vote it in or acknowledge it? High five?
Yeah, I don't think you have to vote on it. I think it's just to
Okay.
make sure it's on the record that we have a final report from our auditors. And then ultimately I will sign it. But I wanted to make sure it was discussed first before I sign.
You're signing what? The submission?
Mhm.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's a good audit. You should sign it.
Anyone have any questions about the final audit?
No, but who signs off on it? Just the president?
Just the president. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, is it both? Okay,
Okay.
sorry, I didn't look at the last page.
So if in Michael Clark's
I only
absence, if he doesn't
I only
sign
see
it,
one signature on the letter that I got, so. Yeah, page 13. Here, have this one. But on the actual letter, it's just one signature. I don't see another place for a signature. Oh, that's me signing up for next
Next
year.
year's.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Michael signed.
Michael already signed it. Okay, great. Sorry for the confusion. So any other questions about the completed audit? All right. And then the plan would be that we would engage PKF O'Connor for next year, unless anyone has a issue with that. Nothing on technology. Mike's not here, but Jennifer, anything else? Any updates? No. Rich, governance.
Thanks. Regarding the bylaws, Jennifer, we all got changes text of, okay. So Article 2 deals with the Board of Trustees bylaws, and sections 5 and 6 deal with terms. This is a pregnant issue, but right now we have a 6-year term. Valerie has brought to at least my attention, and maybe others, that there's nothing that requires a 6-year term. Jennifer, I know that you got from a fellow named Kirshner that it can only be 6 years, but we didn't get did we get a
Hold on. You don't have a microphone. Jennifer, yeah. Can you just give her Jenna that one?
Yeah, let's go a little deeper into this.
Yes.
I understand that's their position, but have they cited anything in the New York law? Valerie.
So here's what I have since discovered, what they sent us. And I actually think my personal view is we should hold off on this and do more research. But anyways, what I interpret what they sent us was that when we became a taxing district, that had to pass through a law.
Right.
Included in the taxing district creation was the original bylaws of the library. And so it's purported that therefore the original bylaws are law. That would mean that if anything changed in any time in the last something years, that the law should have changed. I find it hard to believe that that's accurate, but that's what it looks like when I read it. And so I just thought before we change one item of the bylaws, we should validate that and then change all that needs to be changed. Does that make sense?
It does. It makes a lot of sense. Also, I want to point out that sections 5 and 6 go together. Section 5 provides for a 6-year term limit, a hard 6-year term limit. Section 6 deals with an old concept, which is remainder terms, because we tried to have people on 3-year cycles so that we were never short. I think we're living through and making it through a situation right now where we have 4 people retiring or going off the board. And I think that probably should come out, but Lexi and I can talk.
The problem is that's in the original.
Well, that's right. It would also be done in conjunction with some research. I agree.
So the original, if you look at the document that's in the Dropbox, the original law, which includes the bylaws, talks about every 3 years, 2 trustees rolling off so that you always have continuity. That's what it says has to happen, but that's not possible, which makes it challenging to have to comply with that law, and life doesn't work that way.
Yeah, with not wanting to subject everyone to a legal inquiry, I really question whether or not we could be bound, and that you could never amend your bylaws.
Comply. Exactly. I mean, so number one, you couldn't amend your bylaws, which I agree with you. That sounds foreign to me.
Yeah.
And then secondly, there are things in the original that you can't comply with. And so therefore, how do you, and you have conflict in the original document. There's actually conflicts between statements. So needless to say, my suggestion is we do some research. We talk to potentially some outside counsel that knows this space. I don't know. And try to make an informed decision. How do you
Lexi,
guys
how
feel?
does that sound to you? Willing to postpone this for us to dive deeper? I'm happy to take the lead if you.
I think that makes a lot of sense. The question I had in looking at the legislation was also that was the bill, and I have not been able to find, and I don't know why the law or the legislative history. I just looked again because I remember and I can't find it. So let's dig in.
That was my problem
Great.
too. All the research I did, I couldn't find anything. So it was just a little strange to me of how it reads.
We can hire someone to render an opinion to the board, or the committee could make a recommendation. Let's look at it and see.
So we're going to table this potentially next month. But my guess is you're going to need more time than that to figure it out.
And in the history since that law in quotes, was written, have any bylaws been modified?
Yes. A lot.
So does this potentially mean that we might have to bylaws and
I don't
became a taxing district?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know. Again, I find it odd that that an entity can't change its bylaws.
Okay.
It's just a foreign concept to me in corporate and entity law. Okay. Thank you. Public relations, Jenna?
So we've launched successfully 7 days a week. Big kudos to Jennifer and the team for making it just everywhere. We were really pleased with the coverage in the recorder. Before that, I had Passion Project pitched a feature on the storybook. They turned down, but I'm committed. I want to think of like some good angles on how to, maybe we like do an event, get a reader, make it a little like group story walk or something. I just think it's such a great offering, and a lot of people still are like so about it. We don't necessarily know, so that's going to be a big focus for me. And Jennifer, and that also we're still talking up like viral videos to help promote the 7 days a week news and to keep that alive. Jen staff had some feedback on some of the ideas, so we'll look to connect on that. And then just to close the loop, I know that a few meetings back I said that was interested in our stone policy. Didn't hear back, so consider it it's closed until that person surfaces there's interest.
Great, thank you. And I happened to be here on the first Sunday we were open, so it was nice to see folks in the library that
And
day.
I did have a quick question for Jennifer. Is there a day that's particularly like more popular, like Sunday or Monday?
I'm really pleased to say that it's been very popular both days. Yeah, really, it's such an incredible reaction from the public. So pleased. Yeah.
I just want to say great job. And I also think we should continue. I know we are continuing to promote it, but I do still see people aren't aware. So there's still a lot of ground. And I know that Harvest Fest and other things like that, but even just making sure that the shops and business owners in town are aware, I think it does go a long way, or your schools that your kids go to or whatever, to make sure that folks know, because once people do realize, they go, whoa, that is a huge deal actually. So,
Have we put it in the supervisor's newsletter? It has. I didn't remember seeing it.
It was
So
in on
it was
Friday.
great.
I love your idea about the school. I think that's great feedback. I'm happy to reach out to some of the local schools. Yeah, I can take that as an action.
Sometimes we're so busy watching traffic and being very careful turning into the library, but there's a nice sign out front too. And
There is. Yeah. Great job, Jennifer, and the staff has jumped into, which is great. Program, anything, Selena?
Nope, nothing to report.
Thank you.
we still haven't come up with a suitable solution for the Yoga Thursday / baby music. Susan came up with a great idea, which was to switch the two so that the yoga would be here first, so they'd have all the parking they want, and then the baby kids could come after. And people have been saying that 9:30 is not great with nap schedules and such. So we're floating that. We'll see what the reaction is. I have a feeling they're not going to be, yoga people are not going to be receptive to that, but we'll ask, we've tried absolutely everything else we can think of. So
I thought we discussed that in a line on the last meeting. If just as a possible outcome. So I'm perfectly happy with that. And I think that's probably the only solution.
the only other thing that was even possible and viable was to do it on Monday, now that we're open on Mondays. But the recreation department has yoga at the same time over at Conant Hall on Monday. So we'd be competing, and half of the people that come here go there. So it doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Have there been more issues with the parking in the last few weeks? I mean, have the the people who come for the baby program, have they been lingering and still taking, when the yoga people come in, they're still complaining about parking?
I'm yes, I've definitely heard that the yoga people still come and complain, but I'm not here on Thursday mornings. I work until 8, so Alan might have some feedback on that.
That was a yes, absolutely. Anne, anything on human resources?
Just to piggyback on the library opening 7 days a week, Jennifer has worked out a staffing schedule that is going well. And at the last meeting, she had mentioned that she was going to talk to 2 of our part-timers and offer them weekend hours, and neither of them wanted to work on Saturday and Sunday. So we now have Morgan as
I'm sorry, I
third.
misunderstood. Actually, the 2 people that are working on Sundays are the 2 that I had offered the weekend gig to. So they are going to be work. They do work
Pat
Sundays.
is here.
Pat and Linda work
When did they come
Sundays
back?
from
'Cause
11 to 3.
Oh, so
That was our compromise at the last meeting.
Okay.
We were going to figure out the schedule, and they were going to move to Sundays if they accepted it. And luckily they did, so we didn't have to.
Oh, they did. Okay, because the last time I spoke to Pat, she said it didn't work for her. So that was at Sip and Paint. So maybe something changed. We were sipping too much. And also we have another part-timer. Kelly has joined our staff, and she's going to be giving us 7 or 8 hours on a weekend on Saturday. Okay, so good job with juggling all those people around.
We also added more Madison on Mondays, which has been great because now we are putting in a lot of time with social media. You might notice we'll get a lot more reels. And she has really stepped up. Up until now, all of the social media that you've seen has been mine. And she does the editing, the directing, everything. But now she is coming up with ideas and concepts and everything. And she's a fantastic editor and all the rest of it. So I'm really excited. We've got at least 12 things in the hopper going right now.
Did some very cute reels.
She's fantastic at it. I'm really pleased to have someone on the staff that's competent in that.
Great. Right, long range planning, Mike's not here. I assume anyone else on the committee, there's nothing new to talk about. Okay. Parking lot, just to give everyone an update, and we are going to have to talk about transition, and I'm happy to, once the new board comes in, help transition. I did talk to Jerry, our lawyer. She needed some time to refresh her recollection. She's not charging us for that time. So she was away for 2 weeks as well, by the way, so there was a lot when I could talk to her. I just kind of gave her an overview of where we are. She was going to go back and look at the easement and look at, kind of where we landed last time. And then she was going to call me back when she was ready. And I told her I'd be coming off the board, but I'm happy to talk to her when she calls, and then we'll connect her to whoever, if anyone is going to take over the cause. So that's about it. Jennifer, director's report.
First thing, I just want to remind everyone to come and vote tomorrow between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. here in the Schaffner room for the new trustees. The candidates are Richard Essman, Marvin Markowitz, Christy Sassy-Limmer, and Shiva Silva. These 4 candidates are all running for a 3-year term. 4 seats. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Can I get to the next screen? Yeah. Thank you. That's
Are
much,
there,
much better.
sorry, just to go back one.
Sure.
Do we have bios or anything?
And I know that Neil reached out to each of the candidates to get some feedback from them as well. So I believe he's running a story for them. So I'm going to update him tomorrow night on the results of the election. Okay, so moving along, since we're now open on Mondays, it does affect our holiday schedule as well as the schedule for the employees. So what I'm proposing is that we stay open on most of the holidays that the kids are out of school. Because I don't know about you, but when I was a kid and I had a day off from school, the first thing I wanted to do was go to the library. So other than the real big ones like New Year's Day, Christmas Day, Easter Day, Memorial Day, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, etc. I'd like to stay open those days and then offer the employees a floating holiday on those days. So this is the schedule I'm proposing. 4th of July, of course. Oh, I would like to stay open on the days that the schools are closed, except for
Mondays.
these 6 major holidays, and then offer things like Juneteenth or President's Day or Martin Luther King Day, those kind of things. I was hoping we could stay open and then offer the employees a floating holiday in lieu of a day off on that day.
So but if I could add my 2 cents, I don't think it makes sense to stay open on the Mondays during the summer. That's just so I would think Memorial Day, there would be nobody coming here. And on Labor Day, I don't think those Mondays you would get a big crowd. Mondays during the winter, like President's Day, I definitely think, because those are days I even say, oh, I wish the library was open. I'd go over there. Oh, I see Labor Day. Oh, library closed. You're done. Okay. And also for Memorial Day. Okay. Sorry. I was reading it wrong then. I was one line up. So then what makes this, I understand the concept of floating holiday. So it just makes sense that people would get a floating holiday. So really
It's not that big of a change.
That's what I'm
not
saying.
Really. It's
Okay,
just
it's
with our
not.
Sunday and Monday closed, it's
Yeah.
a lot different.
Okay.
This is all. So I wanted to I guess we really do look at the schedules each year if things close. So here we go.
So there was one day, and this was this year before we went to 7 days a week. The library was closed the Saturday of Labor Day weekend.
Correct.
Okay, so
And Memorial Day weekend because it was a ghost town. Nobody came, so I
Okay.
didn't see any point. In
and
staying
will
open.
that be moving forward? What will we do?
The Saturday before, according to this schedule, we would stay open but we would be closed on the day of Memorial Day
Okay,
and then Labor Day.
okay. And the day after Thanksgiving is not a holiday, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
How does this change the staffing? How does this improve the staffing?
As it improves the staffing, this is going to stay as consistent with our usual schedule as possible, except for these 6 days that we're going to be closed, 8 days that we're going to be closed. Before we were considering, if the Saturday before is, we'll close in lieu of the Monday that that kind of thing. And it got pretty convoluted. So I just wanted to have something in black and white to present to the staff so that they can make appropriate.
So the only other reason I remember we went to the weird schedule that we have now was because we wanted to give staff more than one day off in a row, right? The issue was that's why we did the Saturday before Memorial Day, because we were already closed Sunday, Monday. And so we were saying many people would like that 3-day weekend. So this now, at least on those 6, all of them, gets rid of that concept.
Currently, we have 3 full-time employees, myself, Alan, and now Morgan. Alan always gets Sunday, Monday, 2 days in a row. And of course, as many floating holidays as here, plus, sick vacation, et cetera. So there's plenty of time if they want to take a 3-day weekend, there's plenty of them. I'm the only one. I'm going to a half day on Friday, full day off Saturday so that I can be here on Sunday when the clerks are here. And I'm really, really liking that schedule. I think it's important there's a librarian in the library at all times. And so that so far is working out spectacularly. And I'm going to keep it. I was thinking just temporarily until the clerks are comfortable being on there because it's relatively new. But it's working out really well. So I'm going to keep it.
So you don't have 2 days off in a row, is that
Correct.
Okay. Not yet, till you feel comfortable, maybe.
I don't have any intention changing. I like the
Okay.
way that it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I didn't
right.
think I would. I think I wanted 2 days off. No, but now that I've actually done it, I much prefer it the way it is. Okay, so I guess you need to vote
So
on
the
it 'cause it's
personnel
part of the
policy
policies.
has to be updated,
Yes.
right? From this
And our
and
open
our,
policy.
yeah, and clearly the calendar and all that type of stuff as well needs to be updated. Yeah, I assume we need a motion, to change the holiday schedule.
I'll make a motion to adjust the holiday schedule as proposed by Jennifer, our director.
Nice. One second it. Seconded by Lexi. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? You got it.
Thank you. All right, just a heads up that the Pound Ridge Harvest Festival is coming. It's Saturday, October 4th. We would love it if the trustees are going to be there to stop by and say hello at the table or maybe work an hour here and there. For promotional materials, we're going to give away our tote bags like we always do, and our Pound Ridge Library notebooks. We're going to have a kids craft, which is make your own paint decorations, which they really like to do. We're going to have candy, which is a legacy of Bonnie's. So we always have to have candy at the table. And then I'm trying to come up with a product for promoting open 7 days a week. Nothing has come to fruition yet, but I'll continue to look. If anyone has any ideas, please let me know. The umbrella, unfortunately, is way out of our
Have we looked at magnets? Have we looked at magnets?
I do have magnets, and I can do one.
Because we could do a magnet with the hours.
yeah.
That might be something
I said
folks might.
everyone's got
keep
stainless
on
steel
there.
refrigerators now.
The
I don't know.
sides, though, the
Yeah.
sides are usually, or the washer and dryer. There's places. Or a clip. How about like a chip clip?
A million things.
Also, we can look at this as like an investment PR cost. Like, what if we got those like vapor bottles, which are like plastic things? I use them almost exclusively, and then they look really up, carry them, but that way people can carry them. What's that? Yeah, but it's like way cooler. That's not the price shouldn't be too crazy, I wouldn't think.
Send
But
me
I'll follow
send
up
me a
with you.
link. I'd love
Yeah.
to see that. Yes,
I
because
just so we can get anything. We just use them.
I mean, I can tell you a lot of people leave their water bottles here, so water bottles are definitely very popular. Okay, great. Just a new thing that we're doing since we have Mondays open now, and we hadn't really budgeted to get another professional vendor in here to run the program. I thought this was a great opportunity to reach out to the teens over at the high school and middle school to volunteer to work with the younger kids, just whatever they're passionate about, whether it's art or music or fashion or anything at all. They want to do a book club or a writing club. They would come and lead an event for about a half an hour on Monday afternoon at 4, Friday afternoon at 4, or Sunday afternoon at 1. I thought giving them the option of all those dates would give a little bit more flexibility. I think it's just such a great opportunity to build youth leadership management. I'm going to, I've made this flyer and also written an email that I have sent, or I'm going to be sending to Alan once I read this through with you guys tonight, to reach out to the guidance counselors over at both schools. And we'll advertise it, everywhere.
That's awesome. I do envision it being something that they would then propose a program to you, and
Exactly.
then it would be for a series of weeks or.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's also just another opportunity if you just want to come and shelve or help us label or whatever special projects or help that. That's
Like a little internship.
Exactly. But it also will give them practice in pitching a program. Like that's a fantastic thing to put on your resume.
Absolutely. Cool.
And these
Great
kids
idea.
are just so brilliant these days. I'm sure they're going to come up with something if they have time, since they're all so busy. And we are working on getting the Mahjong group here, actually, speaking of the working mothers group. So Maryland's been working with several of the ladies, and they've decided, at least for this coming month, they want to do Wednesday evening. We don't know if that's going to be weekly, monthly, if it's going to be at the same time at a rate. But for right now, all we've got is it's going to be Wednesday night. So we'll keep you in the loop. Okay. So going back to the open 7 days a week, and I was encouraged to be creative by our PR team. So I've come up with something. We have a passive program, is what it's called in the children's room. Every day there's a scavenger hunt. do come in, they can do it on their own. They don't need a librarian to walk them around or anything. And it is such a hit. The kids, as soon as we change it at the beginning of every month, they come running in. They do it several times every month. They get a little prize at the end. They're just very enthusiastic about it. So I thought to expand that outside of the children's room to the whole town. In Monk, they had a thing where they have heart sculptures all over the town, and you're supposed to go look at them, and then you vote on them or auction to buy them. And so I thought, why don't we do something like that? So search the town for 7 hidden bookworms and bring them home to the library, and you can win a prize bag. This is going to be our prizes that we're looking for summer reading game, so they would get a little bag. So it's family fun. It's for all ages. It gets the people outdoors. It gets you exercise. It's all walkable because it starts, if you want to, or you should do it backwards, at the town park with the, I don't want to give it away, but the little free library, the story walk, the Kiwi Bird at the Palm Ridge Square, the Village Green, the Townhouse Gazebo, Booksy in the telephone booth, and the fountain. So I've run this by Nicole Engel at the Townhouse and by Andrew Russo at the Recreation Department and by Susan at Booksy. They're all in. They all think it's a great idea. Kind of a mashup between a geocache thing and a scavenger hunt. So that's our 7 days. So find all 7 color bookworms, bring them home, and turn it in for a prize. So, nope, everybody gets, so everyone's a winner.
So you would be placing these there that they have.
Right. So like all the yellow,
Oh.
yeah. All, okay. Yeah. Thank you. So here's what we would do. We
Just-
would,
sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
I want to finish it. It strikes me as the kind of an idea that could be age independent, that you could run it not at the same time necessarily, but the same idea for teens and young adults.
I definitely think it's a springboard for any sort of thing. Like that. Again, just because the scavenger hunts are so popular in the children's room, I thought originally I was going to hide them all over the library, but I thought, why not hide them all over town? So we would give out this map, and all of the clues are not too difficult to figure out, but enough that it adds an element of fun rather than just go to the gazebo, go to the store. And so at each place, so when you go to the little free book library in the town park, you would get get a yellow one, and you go to the next one, you'd get a green one. The next one, so each box would have these little boxes here would have one color. So you have to go to all 7 to get all 7 colors. Bring them back, and then if they want to keep them, because they're very sensory, they're very soft, and then if they want to keep them, they can just drop them in their gift bag and bring them home with them. So I'll start on that tomorrow. I just wanted to run it by you first, see if anyone had any questions or objections.
And this would be
or
what,
anything.
month? How
I was
often-
thinking it was originally trying to tie it into the month of September as a library month, library
Okay.
card month, but it just kind of took off on its own. I don't necessarily think it needs a time frame. I'm thinking probably a month, like September 15th to October 15th, maybe. And I'll do the usual push as far as advertising it and everything. I didn't know if this is something we want to advertise. I know I didn't really come up with anything yet to advertise in the record review. So I don't. Maybe this is what we advertise in the record review.
And how many do you think you're putting in each location?
I've ordered 200.
So there would be 200 yellows, 200
So we'll see. Yeah, I think it's 10 of each, so 20 of each at each stop. And then there's extras now because there's like 10 different colors, but we only need 7.
So then the children would bring what they found here, and once they get it.
Right.
Okay.
So like a hunt or capture. It's go and collect them and
Okay.
bring them home
Okay.
to the library where bookworms live, and then you can take home a whole goodie bag full of prizes that maybe if you didn't get to finish out the summer reading game and get all the way to the final 36 books, this is your opportunity to win that prize that you might have been coveting. So, okay, great, thank you. I just wanted to recognize 2 donations that came in this month. Gil Lupima, $250, and Norman Senior, $250. We thank you very much for your generosity. And Hillary signed the thank you letters, and they'll go out tomorrow. Just a reminder that you need to do your 2 hours of trustee education as I remind you every month. So that's it from me. Thank you.
Thanks, Jennifer. Lots of good stuff going on. Any new business? Public remarks?
This isn't, I don't know if this is new business. it's public remarks, but I'm asking to stay after the meeting for a few minutes. Not, this is not an executive session. Just to stay for a few minutes. Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
no executive session tonight. Okay, with that, it is 8:11. I had to break my previous record on my last night, John. And we adjourn the September meeting.
Okay. Valerie, on behalf of the trustees, thank you for your service. No, because Bob inherited Mary Ellen's, I think. If you talk about each one of the new trustees, well, I don't know what you are, trustee number, I forget, but you were all inherited. One of you inherited Mary Ellen's, one of you, because all Bonnie's. Oh, thank goodness they're in the hands of an